Hello, future self-improvement champs. Welcome back to One Frame, where we distill complex life advice into simple stick figure wisdom. Have you ever felt like you're going in circles, chasing your tail and getting nowhere? Yes, welcome to the human experience. Check out our guy here. The poor guy is racing around like a headless chicken, with calendar pages flying everywhere and to-do lists sprouting like bunnies. Sounds familiar? Of course it does. Here comes the reality bomb. Most of us are so busy doing things that we seldom take the time to make sure we're doing the right things. It's like going 100 mph in the wrong way and wondering why you can't get to your destination. But what if I told you that you could entirely change your life in just 90 days? Not with a miracle drug or a crypto scam, but with a basic 3-step approach that truly works. The first step is all about reflection. And I don't mean looking in the mirror and telling yourself you're attractive, though you are, you gorgeous stick figure. Let us try something called the Wheel of Life. Visualize your life as a wheel with spokes. Each spoke represents a different aspect of your life: employment, money, development, health, physical, mind, heart, and connections, romantic, family, friends. Now, rate each location from 0 to 10. Be brutally honest. If your romantic life is as lifeless as my houseplants, rate it a 2. If your career is on fire, in a positive way, that's a solid 9. You'll most likely wind up with something that resembles a mutated starfish rather than a wheel. That's great! It displays you exactly which areas require care. But wait, there's another excellent reflection practice. Divide a page into 4 parts. Work, what's working and what's not. Life, what's working and what's not. Here's the catch: the what's working parts must contain at least twice as many points as the what's not working portion. That's not fair, I hear you crying. My life is a dumpster fire. Is it though? Really? You are breathing, you are watching this video on a fancy device, you've probably eaten today, you have internet. That already outperforms billions of people throughout history. We self-improvement junkies have a terrible propensity of focusing on what's wrong. We're like those people who get a 98% on an exam, but worry about the 2% they missed. This practice challenges you to admit that most things are going fairly well. I call this the strive satisfied attitude. You can strive for improvement without disliking your current situation. It's like being grateful for your Toyota while saving for a Tesla. The idea is not to become complacent, but to grow from a place of thankfulness rather than despair. Believe me, desperate energy never attracts positive things. It's like dating. No one is drawn to someone who exudes, "Please love me, I'm so lonely." So take 15 minutes right now. Seriously, please pause this video, make a drawing of your wheel, make your list, figure out where you are. Because the truth is that you can't get where you want to go unless you know where you are first. And, spoiler alert, you are not behind. You're exactly where you should be to begin your change journey. Now that you know where you are, probably not where you thought you were, it's time to go on to step 2, developing a vision that will get you out of bed faster than a spider in your blankets. So the majority of folks make mistakes here. They'll say something imprecise like, "I want to be rich," or "I want to be happy." That's a good story, man. It's like telling a taxi driver you want to travel somewhere nice. You'll wind up nowhere. What we need is a crystal clear picture of your future that's more interesting than your present Netflix binge. Allow me to introduce you to the 3-year sketch. Why 3 years? 1 year is insufficient to make significant changes, and 5 years is so far away that your brain says, "Meh, future me can deal with that," and buys another pizza. So grab a journal, put on some instrumental music, lyrics will distract you, and you'll end up doing karaoke instead of planning your future, and imagine yourself 3 years from now. Get specific. Where do you live? How does your home seem like? Who is around you? How is your health? What work do you do? How much money do you make? How do you spend your free time? Don't simply think, "I want a nice house." That is amateur hour. Stipulate, "I want a modern 3-bedroom house with a home office and a garden big enough for my dog to run around in, located within 20 minutes of downtown." And, for the love of all stick figures, don't let your mind begin with the "but that's not realistic" rubbish. Your brain is meant to keep you safe, not to help you succeed. It's like the overprotective mother who believes crossing the street is an extreme sport. Here's a professional tip. If your future vision doesn't make you frightened, it's obviously not big enough. It should feel like wearing pants that are just a little too tight, uncomfortable, but still feasible to fit into. Now, for years, I avoided vision boards because I believed they were too woo-woo. I know, it seems like something your crystal collecting aunt would suggest, but I finally created one last week, and holy stick figures, it's powerful stuff. Simply select some images that symbolize what you want, that ideal workspace, that fitness objective, that relationship mood, and combine them. I'm not claiming that the cosmos will miraculously send these items to your door, like some cosmic Amazon Prime. However, having these visual reminders helps your brain stay focused on what is important. If health is your aim, your vision board might include photographs of a fit person, a beautiful workspace if employment is important to you, or even a large pile of money. The idea is that when you look at your vision, you should have a flutter of enthusiasm. That tingling is your brain saying, "Ooh, I want that." And that feeling is like rocket fuel for motivation. Without this compelling vision, changing your life is like trying to get a kid to eat broccoli. It is theoretically feasible, but expect maximum resistance and a lot of tears. Remember that this is not about impressing anyone else. Your vision can include both shallow things like looking nice in swimwear and materialistic items like costly automobiles. No judgment here. It's your life movie. You're the director and you get to choose which scenes make the final edit. So take 15 minutes today. Close your eyes, look 3 years ahead, and write down all you see. Make it so juicy and exciting that you'd gladly tolerate brief discomfort to get there. Because that is exactly what you will do in step 3. Devise a strategy to close the gap between present you and future you. So you know where you are and have a drool-worthy vision of where you want to be. Now for the big question. How do you go from point A to point B without getting lost, sidetracked, or giving up when things become tough? Enter step 3, quarterly quest. Why quest rather than goal or objective? Because goal sounds like something your middle manager assigns you at a demoralizing performance review. Quest implies that you're going to embark on an epic adventure including dragons, treasure, and possibly some great sidekicks. And this mindset adjustment is everything. When you view change as an adventure rather than a work, you're already halfway to success. Here's the golden rule of quests that most people overlook. You only have one core aim for work and one for life. That is it. There are 2 quests total. But I want to learn Spanish and guitar and get abs and start a side hustle and reorganize my entire house. Yeah, and I want a pet unicorn that poops money, but we don't always get our way. Here's the stark truth. Multi-passionate people like us are terrible at focusing. We become so passionate about 12 various avenues that we wind up making little progress in each of them rather than meaningful success in one. Remember, the magic isn't in how many things you start, but in how many you finish. So, for the following 90 days, choose one job quest and one life quest. This is the hill you are prepared to die on. Everything else becomes a side pursuit, something nice to have but not necessary. Now for the magical formula. Here's how you might frame your mission to increase your odds of finishing it. My main work/life goal is to what you want to do. This is the single most critical task for me to do this quarter for compelling reasons. To complete the quest, I promise to completing specified measurable criteria during the following 90 days. This feels thrilling and fascinating to me because emotional drivers. To ensure that I fulfill the goal, I am going to accountability measures. Let me break that down. Be specific about what you want to accomplish. Know why it matters, the logical reason. Define how you'll know you've done it, measurable criteria. Connect with the emotional payoff, the feeling reason. Set up safeguards to ensure you follow through. For example, a work quest could be, my main goal is to launch my website. This is the most critical task for me to do because it serves as the foundation for all of my future company ambitions. To finish the quest, I commit to purchasing a domain, designing 5 key pages, and launching the site within the following 90 days. This excites me since it makes my business more than just something I talk about. To ensure that I finish it, I'm going to set aside the first hour of each day to work on it and notify everyone I know that the website will launch on specified date. Your life quest could be on health, relationships, education, or anything else that is important to you outside of work. The goal is to make it detailed, engaging, and achievable in 90 days, not 91 days, not someday, 90 days. Mark your calendar right now. Today plus 90 days. That is your deadline. When you look back, you'll think, holy stick figures, I actually did it. And when you finish these quests, you will have shown to yourself that you can change, that you can follow through, and that you are the type of person that follows through on your promises. If you found this technique useful, do your future self a favor and subscribe so you don't miss the next video in this series. when I'll show you how to actually execute these tasks without being sidetracked or giving up. And hey, leave a comment with your main quest. I'll personally respond to as many as I can to help you improve it. Remember, you're not behind, you're not broken. You're precisely where you should be to begin your 90-day change. This is OneFrame, where life transforms one stick figure at a time. Let the quest begin.